I'll admit it, when I first got the Homey Pro, I was feeling a little bit like, it's just gonna be this overpriced hub that is not gonna do anything for my home at all. And it's gonna be too complicated to set up. I don't wanna use it because of the tedious process of connecting everything to it. But we can't draw conclusions from just setting things up and unboxing it. We need to actually use the things, or at least that's the way that I'm thinking about products nowadays, because everything moves so fast. So now that I've been using it for a little bit more than a year, I'm going to say that I've actually completely changed my mind. It's one of those things that is quietly making my entire house smarter without me actually having to do anything. And I think it's very interesting to see how these automations are kind of like a part of my everyday life now. So when I unboxed it and set it up for the first time, I wasn't actually impressed of anything because it felt like it was this big feat of learning something new, and I didn't really want to spend time trying to figure everything out that I needed to in order to get it to work. If you've been around here on the channel, then you probably know that I'm a huge nerd when it comes to smart lighting, and my favorite brand is without a doubt Philips Hue. I've been using it for over 8 years at this point. They've been so incredibly reliable over this time period that I'm having a hard time being convinced that anything else is going to be better. I didn't actually connect my smart lights to the Homey Pro, even though you can, but the sensors that I got from Hue is actually something that you can connect to the Homey Pro app and get more data from than what you can in the Hue app. So all my sensors has been connected to be able to retrieve the amount of lux that is outside, and then the temperature. I didn't even know that there was a thermometer built into the actual motion sensors of Philips Hue, but with the Homey Pro, I can see the real-time data from the sensors, both on the outside and on the inside of my house. And from there, I started to think that maybe I should actually connect more things to my Homey Pro. So I started with my blinds, my weather station, my jail smart locks that I got on my doors. I even connected my AC unit to the Homey Pro. So during the summer and on warm days, I can use the temperature from the outdoor sensors to power on the AC unit in my home when I'm not home. Like it all starts to work in symbiosis with, and for someone that wasn't impressed with the Homey Pro at all, it has actually become the brain of my smart home. I think that what impresses me the most is how functional it is and how addictive it is when you start to automate things. And if you're a smart home enthusiast and you're watching this video and you're about to drop a comment saying that you should try Home Assistant, I do appreciate the effort, but I want to keep things simple. I don't want to set up an entire system in order to be able to run my house. And I think that that is where Homey Pro bridges the gap between complicated and simple. So a location of our house is southwest with no trees in front of us. And we're also a little bit up on a hill, which means that we have sun the entire day during the summer. So one thing that was kind of given was that we needed to have outdoor blinds in order to reduce the indoor temperatures. And I made a video last year where I was talking about the SmartWings outdoor blinds, but I feel like we gotta go through them more thoroughly in this video because they have been so freaking good over the course of these last year that I've been using them. So we actually upgraded and got the entire house covered with the outdoor blinds. One of the biggest reasons why I went for SmartWings is because they're easy to install, they are smart, and they look freaking good with the vane above the window as well. And it was actually cheaper than hiring a company to come here and do an evaluation and install outdoor blinds. These ones I could just install myself, and it took me basically an hour. I gotta say that even if you have your thumb right here, you're still gonna be able to install them by yourself. It's literally like 4 screws up top and then 4 screws down below. When it comes to the actual motor in the blinds, I chose to go for the matter over thread motor, mainly because I wanted to have future-proof blinds. But then again, it doesn't really matter which kind of motor that you go for because I think that all of them work as long as you have multiple different devices that can connect between them. The coolest part comes when you connect them to Homey Pro, because SmartWings has a designated app in Homey Pro that you can install to your unit. And from there, you're going to be able to add all the different blinds that you got to your home in Homey Pro. And you can start setting up different automations. And since I'm living in Sweden, the entire globe goes like this because we're living in the northern hemisphere. You can set the blinds to go down at solar noon. So it's just when the sun hits the windows of our house, and then they go up 1 hour before golden hour. And by doing so, it means that it adjusts over the course of the year. So I don't actually have to go in and adjust the time when the blinds are going to go down or go up. And I can also set specific months for that. So for example, now when we're in November, I don't want the blinds to go down because we're barely getting brightness from the sun at all here in Sweden until March. So the schedule is just from March until October, and then they just stay in place until I use the remote to press them down or press them up. You don't need to actually connect them to a smart home system. You can just use a regular remote. I have the Helix dial, which I think is pretty dope because then you can twist and turn the actual wheel on the dial to set the openness of the blind that you want. When it comes to the actual fabric of the blinds, we decided to go for the white and gray fabric with the 5% openness. And there's a good reason for this, because when you're standing inside, you still want to be able to see outside, especially if the kids are in the pool and you're inside grabbing something. Just can have a glance outside, see that nothing is happening, but no one can see from outside and in. So if our neighbor were to pass by, or if someone walks by, from the outside, they can't see in during the days, but we can still see out, which I think is great. And I've had a lot of friends of mine ask me if they can be down when there's strong winds outside. And yes, they can, because they're wire mounted. So basically the entire blind goes down attached to a wire, and they can't move anywhere when it's windy. Of course, I mean, like if you get up to hurricane strength, it's going to smash to the window, but it's not going to break anything. It's more so that it's going to flop a little bit. I know there's a lot of talk about the blinds, but I genuinely like them. And I think that they have been helping us a whole lot to keep the indoor climate at a better level than we had before we actually installed them. And there's also zero maintenance. You have the option when you purchase these blinds to actually choose solar powered blinds. So it basically means that you have a small solar panel to each of the blind, which is going to help you keep the blinds charged. So you never have to think about changing out the battery or switching out things. And if you're wondering about the reliability, I've had them for over a year now, and they haven't failed me once. And we have a pretty harsh climate here in Sweden with harsh winters, harsh falls, and really warm summers at times, or really bad summers. It depends. We also have indoor blinds from SmartWings that we've been using over the summer, and it's been great to blot out the light that is coming in during those early mornings, because sun is going up at like 4 a.m. here in Sweden, midsummer. So being able to have the indoor blind go down just before we go to sleep, and then the outdoor blind go down just before the sun rises in the morning during the summer months, means that we get a very dark bedroom. You can automate them in any sort of way that you want that suits your living style the best. So when you have the Homey Pro and connect your SmartWings blinds, your Philips Hue sensors, your AC unit, and Yale doorman, then you basically don't have to think about anything at all. I don't even have to go and check that my door is locked before I go to bed, because Homey takes care of that. And during the summer months, the blinds go down just before the sun goes up, which means that we can sleep longer and sleep more comfortably. When the sun is hitting the windows, the blinds go down and get there's so much that is automated right now that I'm like, hey, there's no end to it. You can connect Tibber, you can connect your solar panels, you can connect your UNIFI Protect system to Homey Pro as well, which I think is baffling. So I'm going to say that I'm incredibly impressed with the simplicity of the Homey Pro and being able to set up different kind of rules for the different devices that you have, but also the reliability and stability of the things that you've connected to Homey Pro. I think it works freaking great. So if you're looking into buying it, I highly recommend it. If you are looking to get some of the best blinds on the market right now for your house, do check out the link in the description and check out SmartWings, because I cannot recommend these enough. They might be on the expensive side, but then again, if you're hiring someone that is going to come over to your place, do a consultation, so on and so forth, might be more money than actually buying the blinds yourself and doing all the measures yourself. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, a little bit about my smart home tech that I enjoy. And if you haven't subscribed, then that would be highly appreciated. Don't forget to like the video, because I appreciate the thumbs up. Peter från Sweden, säger goodbye.